Okay, so this is the full moon. This is the last full moon of the year of the snake. And that means that we are still shedding. We are still letting go of our old skin and kind of getting ready for this new sensitive skin that we don't really know. We don't really know. We've never met this version of us. And that's both terrifying and exhilarating at the same time. So all of the things that we've kind of like been introduced to, all of the things that have been kind of rising to the surface, the full moon, of course, is going to continue to kind of illuminate that. And tonight is a beautiful opportunity to sit with the things that we still want to let go of, with love, with gratitude. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing me what I needed to learn. Thank you for the wisdom. But I don't want to keep working with you, carrying you, engaging with you moving forward. So there's still a little bit of shedding to do. A lot of people right now are feeling like they want to cleanse their space. That there's like, we want to get rid of this furniture. We want to get new art. We want to do the floors. We want to paint something. So if you're feeling that, it's completely natural. It's part of the shed. And it's part of this kind of getting ready for that freedom and that horse energy that's coming. The other thing I wanted to say about this full moon in Leo, I did just make a little video about it, but this idea of fire, Leo is a fire sign. And fire signs, of course, are all about power. But I really want to like focus on empowerment rather than power. And just this idea of empowerment, there's so much going on in the world. There's so many egos and there's so much fear, and there's so many people with power are abusing it, and they're doing things that are not good, that are not going to be healing for the collective. And I feel like in so many ways, like it's just coming to the surface. Like you can't hide in the shadows anymore, good, bad, or ugly. Things are coming up. So with this full moon in Leo, we really want to focus on our heart. But I also really want to honor the root, because if you think about fire, it can be very destructive, but it can be very beautiful because it really does, in its own weird kind of fiery way, it cleanses spaces, even through like this idea of kind of taking out what is there. And sometimes that's horrific and sometimes that's scary, but there's always earth beneath and below the fire. And I think that that's just like such a beautiful thing to just kind of stop and reflect on. The fire cannot happen if there's not like a stable space for it to burn. And so I want to kind of honor our root today and our heart and kind of have that earth mixed with fire kind of be a thing that we feel. So we're going to just kind of do that. I'm going to light a little bit of Palo Santo, and we're going to take a couple of deep breaths and just transition to this space with me, just kind of like be in your element, in whatever way feels comfortable. Just kind of think about your year, think about your month, think about this snake energy, and really think about like what it is that you're still kind of transitioning out of and what you want to transition into. You have the opportunity right now to kind of co-create with the universe, this beautiful horse fire energy. And the horse is also a fire horse this year. So there's a lot of flames, and there's a lot of empowerment, and there's a lot of, yes, like light within, the sunshine and the moon. Tonight's the full moon. We're letting that moon glow on us. And that's just such a beautiful thing. So let's take a couple deep breaths. We'll breathe in through our nose. We'll hold it for a few seconds. We'll breathe out through our mouth, and we'll just kind of roll our shoulders a little bit and get settled. Okay, I'm going to put on some healing music, and we are going to listen to that for about 5 minutes. While I play this is a very healing frequency. And I really just want you to kind of like get enthralled in the music and the sound, in the energy that's coming from the screen, and really just kind of sit with wherever it takes you. Because sometimes when you hear a frequency of healing and love and light and fire, especially on the full moon, it just kind of enhances all of your emotions. Leo is very intense. Leo is fire, of course, but it's this leadership, and it's this going out in front. Like, Leo energy is not afraid. They're very courageous. So just kind of lean into that while you're hearing the sound. And we'll talk a little bit in a moment, but we're going to listen to this for about 5 minutes, and I'm going to go off camera, and then you're going to just kind of see the screen and hear, but I will check in just to make sure you can hear it in just 1 second. So here we are. Okay, is the sound okay? Hopefully you can hear. Okay, all right, here we go. going to come back to this moment. Sound healing, can be done in a variety of ways, of course, but just listening to a frequency of healing, even just for 5 minutes, is such a kind of beautiful way to reset. I just found myself kind of getting lost in the energy of that. I want to just kind of end with a few affirmations before we do a little bit of the Reiki. I want to send some healing energy to your root chakras. But I also want to just kind of like solidify that healing that we just kind of listened to and it's coming. If you're somebody who like loves the full moon and enjoys kind of feeling that energy, you can stand outside tonight if it's something that you can see and have access to, and just kind of like in your own way, do a little like prayer or of gratitude, or, just kind of like spend time with that moon. Ask if there's anything it wants to tell you, and just kind of like smile at just the fact that it exists within you, because we are cycles just like the moon. And sometimes we expect ourselves to be these perfect round circles all of the time that are illuminating light and bright and whole. And that's just not how we're supposed to be. Moons are not full all of the time. That would be devastating. Like it wouldn't even be natural to have that happen. It would affect so many other things. And we are the same because we are cycles just like the moon. And so just take a moment to kind of remember that. We're not going to be the same fullness today that we are tomorrow, and then the next day and the next day. So under the full moon, if you're someone who, wears jewelry, even if it's not crystals and gemstones, just be intentional with anything that you do allowed, and maybe even touch your skin. Take it outside tonight and put it outside under the full moon and just kind of release whatever it is that you're carrying. Cleanse it, ask for, a fresh start and a reset. So we're going to just kind of like say a couple of affirmations as we just kind of honor this moment. And we're going to lean into this root chakra and fire energy. So repeat in your own way. I am safe. I am worthy of love and guidance and support. I honor the fire within me. I am such a beautiful, bright light in this world. And even on my most tired and exhausting and overwhelmed days, I know that magic exists in me. And I send love and compassion out to the collective. I open my heart to have energy that is loving and beautiful and peaceful come back to me. I welcome the connection between all of us. And it is my responsibility to do my best to stay open-hearted in a world that doesn't always reciprocate. There are so many people right now sending love. There are so many people right now shining their own light. And just kind of take a moment to imagine all of us in our loving glow underneath the same moon. And if it feels right, you can put your left hand on your heart and your right hand on your belly. Take a couple more deep breaths in through your nose. Hold it for a few seconds out through your mouth. Let the ground beneath you hold you and remind you that you are safe and guided and protected. You're exactly where you are supposed to be to learn the lessons and gain the wisdom that is meant just for you. And your unique light is important and necessary and appreciated. I'm going to send a little bit of root chakra energy through the screen and just be open to receiving. Our root chakra is the base of our spine all the way down to below our feet. If you want to imagine that beautiful glowing moonlight and energy shining on you all the way down to the bottom of your feet. Just a little bit more. May you receive this and know that I am sending this with so much love from my heart to yours. And take this rooted energy and use it as a foundation for your own personal rise. Honor the power within you, love and compassion. Release what you're carrying that you just don't want to continue to carry. And allow the roots of the earth to really, really hold you. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.